Welcome to Lexapath English Podcast, the easy English podcast where we learn English the way people actually use it in real life.
I hope you're doing well today, and wherever you're listening from, at home, on a walk, or maybe while cooking, thank you for choosing to spend this time with us.
It really helps us, and it also means you won't miss future episodes like this one.
All right, now let's slow down a little.
Yeah, no rush today, Jack. How has your day been so far?
Anna, honestly, one of those normal days. Nothing dramatic, nothing exciting, but sometimes those are the best days.
I agree. Quiet days are good for learning. Your mind is open, not stressed.
Exactly, Anna. And today's topic actually fits that mood because it's something many learners think they understand, but still feel confused about.
Yes, today we're talking about something you've probably seen many times while watching movies, reading stories, or listening to native speakers.
And that is would have plus past participle.
When learners see sentences like, I would have called you, or she would have helped, they often pause.
They understand the words separately, but together it feels blurry, and sometimes even a little scary.
Very true, Jack. Many learners tell us, I know would, I know have, I know past verbs, but when they come together, my brain freezes.
So, let's say this clearly right now. You are not weak in English. If this feels confusing, you're normal.
This structure is not usually taught properly at beginner levels, and when learners reach a 2 or B1, it suddenly appears everywhere, and no one really explains why we use it, only how.
So in this episode, we're not just memorizing rules.
We're understanding meaning, feeling, and real-life use.
And one more important thing in this episode, we're covering would have been, and how they work naturally in conversation.
That's why this lesson is best for A1 to A2 learners who are ready to grow.
All right, let's begin gently. First question.
Go ahead.
Okay, when you hear this sentence, I would have helped you, what do you feel?
I feel regret.
Exactly, Anna. That's the key emotion here. Would have often carries a feeling, not just information.
It talks about a past action, but not a real past action.
It talks about a past possibility that did not happen.
Let's break that slowly.
Yes, slowly. No jumping.
Imagine yesterday your friend was moving to a new apartment.
Okay,
You wanted to help, but you were sick.
so I didn't go.
Today you meet your friend and say, I would have helped you, but I was sick.
That sentence tells us three things.
Yes, Jack. First, you wanted to help.
Second, you didn't help.
Third, there was a reason.
This is the heart of would have.
It's not about what happened, it's about what could have happened but didn't.
Many learners confuse this with simple past, right, Anna?
Yes, Jack. If you say, I helped you, that's a real action.
But I would have helped you lives in an imaginary past.
A past that exists only in your mind. But in English, we use this structure to talk about regrets, missed chances, polite explanations, and reflections.
That's why this structure is very human language.
Yes, native speakers use it when they look back and think, if things were different,
Let's look at another example. Okay, Anna.
you would have passed the exam, but you got sick.
So, what does this mean, Anna?
It means you didn't pass.
But you had the ability.
Exactly, Jack. The situation stopped you.
This is important. Would have often shows ability plus conditions.
If the condition was different, the result would be different.
Now let's talk about form, but without pressure.
Yes, just understanding, not grammar fear.
The structure is simple. Anna, would plus have plus, past participle.
For example, would have gone, would have seen, would have done, would have helped.
And the past participle is the same one you use with have, like have eaten, have finished, have been.
Exactly, Jack. And that brings us to another common form, would have been.
This one is very common in conversation,
For example, it would have been amazing.
meaning it was not amazing because it didn't happen.
Or that would have been nice.
Again, a polite regret.
English speakers use this a lot to sound soft, kind, and thoughtful, not aggressive, not blaming.
That's why this structure is very important socially, Anna.
Yes, Jack. It helps you express feelings without sounding harsh.
Now, let's pause for a moment.
Good idea, Jack.
If you're listening right now and thinking, oh, so that's what it means, you're doing great.
Don't try to memorize 10 sentences. Just understand the feeling.
Now, we're going to go deeper into daily life examples, common mistakes, and how learners often misuse would have.
We'll also compare it gently with other structures so you don't mix them up.
And we'll practice with situations you actually face in real life.
So before we go deeper, let's remind listeners where we are right now.
Yes, Anna, we understood that would have is not about real past actions. It's about past possibilities that did not happen.
And we talked about the feeling behind it, regret, reflection, and sometimes politeness.
Now, I think it's important we connect this structure to real-life situations people face every day.
Absolutely, Jack. Because grammar only makes sense when you see yourself inside the sentence.
Let's start with something very common: work and jobs.
Good choice, Jack. Many learners need English for professional life.
Imagine this situation. You applied for a job. You prepared well, but on the interview day, you were extremely nervous. And later, when you think about it, you say, "I would have answered better, but I was too nervous."
That sentence is powerful, Jack.
Yes, Anna, because it shows you had the ability, but something stopped you. Fear, stress, pressure.
Now compare this with a wrong sentence. Learners often say, "I answered better, but I was nervous."
That sounds confusing because answered better means you actually did well, but in reality, you didn't.
So would have answered better fixes the meaning.
This is why would have is so important. It protects your meaning.
Let's take another job example.
Okay, Anna.
Your manager says, "Why didn't you come yesterday?"
And you reply politely, "I would have come, but my child was sick."
Notice how soft that sounds, Jack.
Yes, Anna. You're not making excuses aggressively. You're explaining a situation calmly.
Now let's move to relationships because this structure is very emotional there.
Oh yes, Anna. Very emotional. Imagine you forgot a close friend's birthday. That already hurts, Anna.
Later, you meet them and say, "I would have called you, but I lost my phone that day."
You're showing intention.
Exactly, Jack. You're saying, "I cared. I wanted to, but circumstances stopped me."
This is a big difference from saying, "I didn't call you."
That sounds cold.
Would have adds humanity.
Now let's talk about common learner mistakes. Very important.
Yes, Anna. Because many learners overuse would have.
One big mistake is using it when no condition exists.
For example, learners say, "Yesterday I would have gone to the market."
That sentence feels incomplete because we are waiting for a reason for a reason.
Exactly, Anna. Would have needs a why.
You must say, "I would have gone to the market, but it was raining."
Or, "I would have gone, but I had no time."
Without that second part, the sentence feels unfinished, one from second part.
Another mistake is confusing would have with wanted to.
Yes, Jack. Learners often say, "I would have to call you."
That's a different structure completely.
Would have called you is past imagination.
Would like to call you is present or future desire.
Small difference in words, big difference in meaning.
Now let's bring in would have been. This one appears a lot when we talk about situations and feelings.
For example, the trip would have been fun, meaning the trip didn't happen, or it happened badly.
Exactly, Anna. And we often use it when we look back.
Another example, it would have been easier if you told me earlier.
This sentence shows gentle disappointment, not anger.
English speakers use this to avoid conflict.
Very cultural, Anna.
Now, let's talk about polite English, because would have is gold here.
Imagine someone invites you somewhere, but you couldn't go.
Instead of saying "I didn't come," you say "I would have loved to come, but I had work."
That sounds warm and respectful.
This structure helps you sound emotionally intelligent.
That's why A2 and B1 learners really need this.
Now let's do a small comparison to clear confusion.
Okay?
I didn't help him, just a fact.
I couldn't help him shows inability.
I wouldn't help him shows refusal.
I would have helped him shows willingness, but no opportunity.
4 sentences, 4 different meanings.
This is why grammar is not boring, Anna. Now, let's slow down again.
Yes, let listeners breathe, Jack.
If you're listening and thinking, "Wow, I've heard these sentences so many times but never understood them like this," that's progress.
You don't need to use would have perfectly tomorrow.
Just start noticing it in movies, in conversations, in your own thoughts.
We're going to practice more deeply. We'll use daily routines, family situations, mistakes learners make while speaking, and we'll gently correct them.
No pressure.
So now that we understand what would have and would have been really mean, This is the part where most learners feel stuck using it while speaking.
Yes, Anna, because understanding is one thing, but when the mouth opens, the brain suddenly goes blank.
Very true, Jack. People often tell me I know the rule, but when I speak, I panic.
That panic is normal, and today we're going to remove it slowly.
Let's start with a very common speaking situation: missed opportunities.
Imagine someone says to you, "Why didn't you join us yesterday?"
Many learners reply with something like, "I was busy."
That's correct, but it's very simple and flat.
Now listen to this instead. "I would have joined you, but I had a family problem."
Do you feel the difference, Anna?
The second sentence feels warmer. It shows intention, and it sounds more natural in real conversation.
Now let's look at a mistake.
They say, "I would have joined you."
This is very common, because they forget the past participle.
So let's slow it down. Would have plus past participle.
Join becomes joined. Help becomes helped. Go becomes gone. Do becomes done.
If you remember this pattern, half your problem is solved, Jack.
Now, let's bring this into daily life English, not exam English.
Yes, Jack, because nobody speaks like a grammar book.
Imagine you're talking about exercise, okay?
You say, "I would have exercised today, but I was too tired."
That sentence sounds very real and very human.
Now compare it with this incorrect sentence. Learners say, "I would exercise today, but I was tired."
That sounds confusing, because would exercise feels like future or habit.
But here we're talking about the past.
So would have exercised is the correct form, Anna. Okay, now it's time to bring everything together and do a quick summary.
Yes, Jack. Today we've learned would have and how to use them and how to sound natural.
And the key is practice, not just reading examples, speaking them aloud.
Let's quickly review with some simple daily scenarios. Jack?
Perfect, Anna. Imagine you woke up late. You tell a friend, "I would have woken up early, but my alarm didn't work."
Simple, real, and polite.
Exactly, Anna. And if your friend asks, "Did you eat breakfast?" You can say, "No, I would have eaten breakfast, but I had no time." See, that shows intention, past action, and reason, Anna. Now, let's look at a work scenario. Many A2 learners need this. Yes, imagine you missed a meeting. You can explain politely, "I would have come to the meeting, but I had another appointment." Much better than just saying, "I missed it." Right. It adds clarity and sounds professional. Now, let's practice would have been one more time. Yes, Anna. Suppose your friend missed a party. You can say, "It would have been nice if you came."
Exactly. And you can also use would have been with feelings and opinions.
Like, "The movie would have been better if it was shorter."
Notice how it gives your opinion about a past experience.
Yes, it's past unreal. Talking about what could have been different.
Great idea, Jack.
Mistake number 1. Learners often say, "I would go to school, but I was sick."
Not correct, because would go doesn't match past time, Jack.
Correct version. "I would have gone to school, but I was sick."
Much more accurate and natural.
Mistake number 2. Forgetting have. Like saying, "I would went to the park."
Oops, we need have.
Correct version, "I would have gone to the park."
Mistake number 3, using the wrong past participle.
Like saying, "I would have go there."
Nope, must be, "I would have gone there."
So friends, keep practicing. Try your own sentences and notice how conversations feel more natural.
We hope today's session on LexiPath English Podcast really helps you.
And don't forget, consistency is key.
Thank you for staying with us till the end.